Today I'm going to show you how to grow red ginger or Alpinia purpurata from flowers, plus some care tips if ever you want to grow this beautiful and beneficial plant. Actually, you can grow this plant from rhizome, plant cuttings from rhizome, or from the flowers itself. But in this video, let's focus on propagation from flowers. And this is what I love with this red ginger because it grows plantlets once the flower is about to die. Also, take note, the cut flowers of those that we cut to put in vases, don't grow plantlets. Plantlets grow only when the flower still remains with the mother plant until it matures. So this is how the mature flowers together with the plantlets look like. And we have another one here. And by the way, the neighbor is going to take over this place and I don't think that they are going to keep this plant. That is why the mother plant looks like this. But I'm just so happy that the flowers produce these plantlets that I can plant in my tropical garden. So the next thing that we will do is to clean these cuttings and remove the parts that cannot be used. And also while doing this, let me share to you some of the tips on how to care for red ginger plant. But before that, if you haven't yet, please click like and subscribe so that more people will be able to watch this video, and also that would be a great help for this channel. Thank you very much for your support. Care tip number 1, sunlight requirement. Red ginger does not need too much sunlight because it can stunt its growth. If possible, just expose it to moderate sunlight, preferably the morning sun. And those in full shade can grow up to 7 feet tall, but the red ginger that is exposed to direct sunlight can only reach up to 3 feet tall. So, if you prefer a tall, lush, and full red ginger plant, then place it in a location that has less sunlight or has bright indirect light or in full shade. Tip number 2, water requirement. Keep the soil moist and don't allow the soil to dry out. If the soil is moist, then you don't have to water the plants every day. But if the soil tends to dry out every day, then you have to water it daily. But if your potting mix is good, then there is no problem with keeping the soil moist. Tip number 3, potting mix. Red ginger can be grown in pots with a soil that's rich in nutrients. The potting mix should include compost, cow manure, or vermicast, and others. But based on experience, red ginger can grow to its maximum when planted on ground. But if you don't have the space, any container will do. Tip number 4, fertilizer. Do we need it? Well, with regards to fertilizer, for me, this plant doesn't need any as long as the potting mix is packed with nutrients. And also, this plant is considered to be a medicinal herb. So if ever you want to use this plant for medicinal purposes, so it's better to stay away from fertilizer. Maybe you can give them some as long as they are of organic origin. Tip number 5, humidity. Red ginger loves a humid environment. And please, if you want your red ginger to be lush and full and tall, then place it in a location where there is high humidity. And if you're planning to place it indoors, then make sure that you provide it with a humidifier or group it with other plants so that it will be able to thrive happily. And for me, red ginger is best grown outdoors. And one good thing about this plant is that once it starts to bloom, it never stops. And this is one of the reasons why I grow red ginger. It's because of its flowers. And I no longer buy flowers for my vases because I have them always. Other people grow red ginger because they say this plant has medicinal value. And this is one thing that I want to try out for myself. And once I do, I'll share them with you. So I hope that I was able to cover it all. And if ever there are some points that I missed, then kindly leave them in the comments down below. And back to our propagation. And as you can see here, the plantlets have grown new roots that are about 3 to 4 inches long. And again, we will clean these plantlets and remove the parts or skin or stems that are already dead before transplanting these to soil. And also, for now, I will grow these plantlets in pots while they're still small, and I will just transplant them on ground once they are about 2 to 3 feet tall. Because I want them to grow like the mother plant, which reached about 7 feet tall. So I hope that you learned something from this episode, and if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you for being with me, and I'll see you soon. Happy gardening, everyone!